So you might either hate me or love me after this video. Today, I'm gonna explain to you why you should never have fried chicken ever again.
Hey guys,
My name is Michelle.
Anita,
Sarah,
Peyton, Talia,
Jazz, Marquita.
I'm a physique.
Products.
Period. You love to see.
You already know what this is. It is Trehunna from Physique. A lot of people know that fried chicken is bad, but a lot of people don't understand why it is so bad for us. Growing up in a minority household, what is our main source of protein? It's gonna be some chicken on average, right? It's not gonna be a whole lot of seafood. It's not gonna be a whole lot of beef or red meats. Why? It's because we were taught that red meat is bad for us, or red meat causes cancer or raises your cholesterol. And seafood is a little bit more of a delicacy because it's a little bit more on the expensive side. So we resort to having a little bit more of a leaner and cheaper protein, which is chicken. But on today's video, I'm gonna explain to you why this should never be your main source of protein on an average day. A lot of people do not know that in America, the average chicken from inception to when it gets slaughtered only takes 42 days. Do you know the average chicken for it to become a adult-sized chicken is 6 to 7 months? Why does it only take us 6 weeks to have a fully developed chicken for it to be slaughtered and for us to eat? It's because of the hormones, it's because of the antibiotics, and it's because of the steroids. So because we're putting a whole lot of hormones inside of our chicken, this chicken that's supposed to take 6 months to grow is able to grow to the exact same size, if not bigger, in 6 weeks, which means we are pumping too much steroids and hormones inside of these chickens. So if you pay attention, even like we see a lot of white eggs, and when you crack it, the egg is a little bit yellow, right? But if you ever went outside the country, you probably noticed two things. The chicken breast or the dark meat or the wings, they're not as big as the ones in America. And B, when I order eggs from anywhere else but America, the yolk is actually more orange than yellow. And that's because these eggs or these chickens was raised organically, cage-free, and on a pasture. So they're eating grass and grub and bugs. That's what chickens are supposed to eat. In America, they are corn-fed and soy-fed. They actually put an oil in it, or in other terms, yellow grease, inside of the feed. And now when the chicken is eating it, because it's so inflammatory for us, it's gonna be inflammatory for the chicken as well, which means that this chicken's gonna grow fatter. But a chicken that's growing fatter doesn't mean it's gonna be healthier. A chicken that's growing fatter means it's gonna be more inflamed. And then we're putting this on our table. When you're buying chicken from an average restaurant or in a fast food restaurant, 99% of the chicken that you're eating is farm raised, which means that 99% of the chicken that you're eating from that McDonald's or from Outback or from Texas Roadhouse, this chicken is going to be chicken that has antibiotics in it, hormones in it. Now you're putting this inside your system, which can cause a hormonal disruption inside your body. So you just gotta be a lot more mindful with chicken than any other source of protein, because chicken is literally the most manipulated protein you can get, period, especially in the US. Another thing that you don't know about chicken, these chickens got flavorings to it. So if you actually look at the back of majority of the chicken and you read the actual label, which a lot of people do not do, you're gonna notice that it's gonna have some preservatives in it, of course, right? But it's also gonna say flavorings. And they also add colorings to the chicken. Why? Because they're slaughtering the chicken so fast and the chicken only been alive for 6 weeks, what they're gonna do is they're gonna add flavorings to it and color to it, because the chicken meat is not as pink as you think. This chicken is gray. And because it is gray, we know you're not gonna buy no gray chicken because you're gonna think something's wrong with this chicken. There's nothing per se wrong with the gray chicken. It's the fact that it doesn't look as appealing as pink chicken or chicken that actually been raised for 6 to 7 months and then was slaughtered. So we're gonna add colorings to this chicken, and because some of the chicken don't got any flavor to it because it was slaughtered so fast, we're gonna add flavorings to it. So they're adding chicken flavorings to your chicken. Make that make sense. But that is because, once again, they're cutting corners in the US and they are not waiting until the chicken is 6 to 7 months old before they're slaughtering it. That's why if you do really want to buy chicken and you buy chicken for your household, I want you to make sure that you're looking and it says no hormones, no antibiotics, or no steroids. And you want to make sure it is organic chicken. If you're buying that chicken from Walmart, I promise you, this is the steroid chicken right here. Just like at Wingstop or at Popeyes, they're gonna have that steroid chicken. So just be a lot mindful, especially if you're not feeding yourself, you're feeding your family this stuff. So one thing that was also taught, especially when people was losing weight, they was taught that, oh, if you're gonna eat some chicken, you're supposed to what? Take off the skin, right? And a lot of people now is afraid of the skin, and they're telling themselves,
oh, chicken skin is bad because it got fat in it.
Here's the issue. It's not really the fat that is the issue when it comes to any type of protein or any type of nutrients. It's about what this fat is consisted of, or what it is made out of. See, in the human body, we are supposed to have a 1-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. And omega-6 are the pro-inflammatory fats, and omega-3s is the anti-inflammatory fats. Now, keep in mind, you don't want to have more omega-3s than omega-6s because your body needs some form of an inflammation response when necessary. The problem is because a lot of our diet consists of omega-6 fats, and that's coming from these refined oils or seed oils that you see on the back of your chips, the Earth Balance, the spreads, things like that. We have a lot more omega-6 pro-inflammatory fats to omega-3s. So now it is imbalanced. That is the issue, not the fact that it's omega-6 fats in the first place. So when we're having this chicken that is also eating refined oils, which is the cottonseed oil, the vegetable oil, the grapeseed oil, the peanut oil, or the yellow grease I was referring to, and that is also inside their corn and soy feed, which is also omega-6s, right? And now you're putting it inside your body, what's that gonna do? Now you're just increasing your omega-6 to omega-3 ratio in the wrong way. So you want to not only watch out for the seed oils that you're putting inside your body, and by the way, you're not supposed to be cooking with seed oils anyways. You want to have only avocado oils or coconut oil or butter, ghee, lard. That's the main things that you want to cook with. But other than that, if you're gonna cook with something like a canola oil or rapeseed oil, peanut oil or soybean oil or cottonseed oil, you better not be eating that regular chicken that you can get from Walmart for $3. You gotta ask yourself, why is this stuff so cheap and why I'm getting so much of a quantity for only $10? That's why y'all see that Nature's Promise organic chicken costs $13, but you only get about 2 tenders, if not 2 chicken breasts. But then you can see the one that has 4 chicken breasts for $7. You gotta ask yourself why. This is the corn and soy fed chicken, and this is the one that was actually on a pasture eating the things that is essential for a chicken diet. So start investing in your health now so you don't have to pay as much of a price later in your life. Now the last point I want to bring to your attention, chicken by itself is just not really as nutritious as you think. It is just cheap and it is consisted of mostly protein. Now you saw all your life that, oh, you want to have more protein, right? Because protein is good for you. But the best type of proteins on earth naturally comes with a little bit more fat. And you was taught that,
oh, because it is white meat, it's going to be healthier than red meat. Yet the red meat has all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs.
chicken naturally is one of the worst meats that you can have in a daily regimen, especially if you want to get some magnesium inside your diet or some potassium inside your diet or some folate inside your diet. That's why a lot of y'all are anemic, by the way. You have a deficiency in not only iron, so your body can produce the protein hemoglobin that's going to help transport the oxygen in your red blood cells, but also y'all deficient in folate. And folate helps your body produce red blood cells in the first place. You get both of those in red meat. But because you cut out red meat, that's why a lot of our African American women are anemic. So you want to have red meat at least once if not twice a week. Red meat is not the issue. It's what we naturally pair the red meat with. That potatoes that you put in a whole stick of butter in, or the fries, or better yet, the rice that you're cooking in vegetable oil or butter. It is that. It is not really the red meat. It got more B12, zinc. It got more iron in it. It has more choline in it. It got more folate in it. And remember I was talking about omega-6s? The grass-fed and grass-finished beef has a 2-to-1 ratio to omega-6s to omega-3s. That's a lot better than chicken's 14-to-1 ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s. So if you're having red meat, especially if it's grass-fed and grass-finished, that is worlds healthier than any type of chicken product, period. Also, in the grand scheme of things, turkey is a healthier poultry than chicken. So if you can afford to pay the extra $1 or $2, definitely get turkey over chicken. You just want to have less chicken in your diet, especially because of the climate that we currently live in. And you can see there's a bird flu going on right now as well. So a lot of chicken is not as healthy as you think because of how the chickens are raised and what they are feeding the chickens. Have you ever asked yourself why you can get grass-fed beef rare or even medium, but when it comes to chicken, you always gotta cook the chicken somewhat well done, and then after you're cutting up the chicken on the chopping board, you gotta basically sterilize it? It is because of the pathogens that is on the chicken naturally, such as E. coli or salmonella, bacteria. So that just shows you that this one, based off how it was raised, is not the greatest choice to have on the average day. And we already know that fried chicken is not the greatest because what they are flouring it with, right? White enriched and bleached flour, and they dropping it in grease or oil you haven't changed out for a week, or better yet, a month, or sometimes a decade in some households. So make sure if you're going to have chicken in your household, make sure on average it's nature promised, or make sure it's organic and pasteurized chicken. If you're looking at eggs, you want to make sure that your eggs are cage-free, organic, and pasteurized, like Vital Farms. But that's why the Vital Farms eggs cost $12, very, very expensive, opposed to the regular white eggs that cost $6. You're paying for quality over quantity. Don't want you to be afraid of all chicken. If you're gonna have chicken, live your life. But make sure it's not fried. You can have smoked and grilled chicken. You can even have rotisserie chicken. You can have Peruvian chicken. You can have charboiled chicken. You can have baked chicken. Just make sure it is not breaded and fried. And if you're gonna eat out, make sure it is naked wings on average. Cool? Hopefully y'all learned something today. Hopefully I didn't scare you too much. And that's your reset tip of the day. That's gonna be stay snatched all the time. No, it's summertime. Have less chicken, have more grass-fed and finished beef, or better yet, have a little bit more seafood. That is the healthiest groups of proteins on earth for a human body. Cool? Talk to you soon.